Greetings, spirit beings, greetings, supreme being. We are all the human race, our common enemy is death. Welcome on Try Something.Vegetarian. You've got the evidence, arrest the president, you've got the evidence, okay. What was the other thing I said? The thing is, I made a perfect intro and broadcast, and it turns out YouTube is not streaming, so now I'm making this recording. This is first pre-recorded, then I can upload it to the web. So, this is the broadcast. Trump had Epstein killed, claim investigated, and Cathy Johnson testimony on Trump. Okay, so let's jump to the video. Donald John Trump rapist. So that's not my own picture, I just took two pictures and layered them. If Trump really raped these women, and there's a long list on Wiki of course, then he belongs in prison and not in the White House. Let me start off with that. And what happened with the evidence that they have found at the Epstein residence? Many people think Epstein was a Mossad agent and that he's still alive, and that Mossad basically is the reason that the evidence has disappeared. So it's their method to extort high-placed leaders and officials by way of deception, thou shalt do war, etc. And I'm looking for that picture that I'm showing here in... I made a picture, I uploaded it, so where is the picture now? Where is the effing picture? It's on... it's sorted on date, basically, I think. Yeah, it's sorted by date. I did save it in this directory, I think. So it's at the bottom somehow. What's the date on this then? Date 12/12/2005. This is from 1992, so that might be the original date. It was taken on the 1st of November 1992 at 12:01. But that might be edited by the powers that be, so that might not be the real date. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. So there are many people that claim that Trump had Epstein killed, and we see Cathy Johnson's testimony also on YouTube. Perhaps it's best if we start off with that. And the question is Cathy Johnson still alive? I don't even know if that's her real name. Face is blurred out. So who knows if she's still alive, what her real name is, basically. And in how far is the police involved in the cover-up? Do they hear a voice in their skull that tells them what to do? And are they nuked soon for complying with this illegal terrorist behavior and tyranny? Over Iran, of course, Putin made clear that he doesn't agree with the sanctions, etc. And my next broadcast may be about Zarif. But the strange thing is that when I try to broadcast stream live, then it's not it's showing live stream offline. So my previous 3 streams have disappeared into nothingness, and it was like 4 or 5 hours of work. So thanks a lot. And then I understand people don't like YouTube anymore, and they also go to other platforms. But I love YouTube. Thanks for allowing me to upload. And I keep clear it's the Jesuits and Masons, so I'm not accusing Jewish people in general. I also explained it in my broadcast about Goy, self-hating Goy video that I made, because there are so many self-hating Jew videos, and that was sort of banned. I still have the document if anybody wants to read it, what was in it. So it's kind of legendary, because I think I'm the first person to make a self-hating Goy video. And I really was a self-hating Goy for 2 hours. And I explained the concept that has to do with controlled opposition to themselves, fake resistance. And also they may pretend of each other that they hate each other. For example, Trump may pretend that he hates Soros, while in reality they may be good friends, and vice versa. So basically, they want to give the idea that they highlight their bad things they've done. They highlight the bad things they've done. But then in reality, if you check, there are things that are much worse, and it is not the reason they would hate themselves, and it doesn't seem genuine. It seems acted. With most of them, there may be some truly self-hating Jewish people out there, if you believe in the concept, which I don't, because I don't believe in the Torah, the Quran, and other religious BS. Religion is an abomination. I really hate religion. Not religious people. There are some religious people that were programmed during their youth, when their brains soaked up everything like a sponge. So, the pedo-incest Bible and pedo-incest Quran cannot save anyone. And I've covered it in separate broadcasts on my channel, so let's immediately move on to the things that I want to cover. So at first I want to show this on YouTube. If I do a search on Trump had Epstein killed, then we find almost no articles in which they claim this. And you would argue, if that's the exact search term, these 4 words, then that should be found somewhere in the search results, if it would be online. But none of them show that, unless I skipped one, but none of the search results show Trump had Epstein killed. But when we search with the quotation marks, then we find loads of people claiming this. Vox.com. That first one doesn't show it, but the second one perhaps. Oh, this is plus evidence. No, I don't want evidence. No. Don't save the team. Here we see one, Rondalyn Everson. I believe Trump had Epstein killed before Clinton. It's a million photos of him entertaining and socializing with Epstein online. Facebook. Oh, the first one is also showing the words that Google apparently cannot find unless I put it between these quotation marks. Perhaps it has to do with the algorithms. SherryLatkinson.com. I'm wondering if Trump had Epstein killed as a way of somehow, in his mind, making his mother proud by protecting her beloved queen from ... Twitter.com. Fred Harding on Twitter. I didn't believe Trump had Epstein killed until he accused the Clintons with absolutely no evidence. Now I think he did it. Alec Baldwin. Russia killed Jeffrey Epstein. So basically he's not accusing him. That he says he thinks he did it means that he has no evidence that proves it beyond any reasonable doubt. Alec Baldwin. Russia killed Jeffrey Epstein. Rightwing.news. Sure, seems likely. Probably what happened. Hey folks, we're Russia now. Enjoy it. Several came right out and said Trump had Epstein killed. Trump accuses Bill Clinton of having Epstein killed. Data launch. I find it hilarious, datalaunch.com. I find it hilarious that the Trumpsters are saying Clinton had Epstein killed, and the Dems are saying Trump had Epstein killed. Both can't be right. So where is all that evidence they found at the Epstein residence? Opinion: Epstein's death in the age of conspiracy. Madison Journal Today. MadisonJournalToday.com. August 16th. They don't all show a date, so then otherwise I would go for the first one reporting about this. But who knows what the original source is? It might not be someone on the web. And there are so many claiming that Trump had Epstein killed or that Clinton did. It's predictably partisan, just like every matter in this awful ... So, of course, you can also see this other video here, President Trump and accusations of sexual misconduct, the complete list. So you can see how many women he has allegedly raped, and that also filed charges and pressed charges, testified in court. I mean, don't know if they pressed charges. So let's first watch a piece of Cathy Johnson's testimony. The website cathyjohnson.com has disappeared, I think. I could check if we can still retrieve that while we listen to the testimony. You can now also see it on YouTube, so download it while you can. 58,827 views, published July 15th, 2019. Originally not on YouTube, I think. Donald Trump rapes 13-year-old in the home of Jeffrey Epstein. 634 likes, 115 dislikes. Not gonna read the comments now. Let's just listen to what Cathy has to say.
This is scaring her, and he's like, oh, you shut up too. He just turned into this animal. It was like a completely different person. It was like everyone in the room was scared of him, and I was, it was like I couldn't do anything about it. And
So I pre-selected the part of the video that I remembered on Virtual DDA. It's the same video, I think.
He came in, and I was basically tied to a bed with pantyhose, and he tied him. They were so tight, it hurt to even like lay there. And I tried to, try to say something, and it was like, he just, shut up, shut up, bitch. It was basically like he was being really, really rough, and I understand. It just didn't seem like a fantasy. And I started to get scared, and he was, basically like ripping my clothes off, and I was actually I got freaked out. I told him that I didn't want to do this. I was, I screamed over for Tiffany. She was like, Mr. Trump, she's only, this is scaring her. And he's like, oh, you shut up too. He just turned into this animal. It was like a completely different person. It was like everyone in the room was scared of him, and I was. It was like I couldn't do anything about it, and he.
So this is also weird. There was a justiceforkatie.com/investigate website, and the Wayback Machine, catchpages.com, shows only in 2017. So I think that that's not online anymore. There is twitter.com, where's Katie Johnson, the woman raped and threatened to silence by @real Donald Trump. You were to hold a press conference with her. She backed out, citing death threats. Where is she now? Is she safe? Will she come forward again with the new Epstein revelations? Question mark. Jane Doe, Donald Trump's 13-year-old rape victim. So if that's true, he's a pedophile, of course. He should be in jail. Prepubescent kids. Running in the family, perhaps. Okay. So let's listen to more of Katie's testimony first, and then we can read some of the articles about Trump had Epstein killed. And if he's gonna nuke you all, I can understand that you're going to prepare with that radiological water filter and storable food. It's better to do that anyway, because also if there's no world war, if there are nuclear events, then people need that thing. And also if the pumps of the water supply are knocked out by the solar storm predicted by NASA, then you'd need to have water one way or another, and rainwater with the cancer chemtrails is not a good idea. It's better to consume clean water and have a water filter also for tap water. So I'm also going to watch a piece, it's just 5 minutes, we can watch the Washington Post video. And let's first listen to the rest of the testimony. This is the ending, the last part basically. Let's see. The last 6 minutes of the video, but I might not play it completely.
He ripped off all my clothes, and he started to basically have sex with me, and I was screaming because I'd never had sex before. It was my first time, and Tiffany was yelling at him too. She was saying I was a virgin, and he told us to just shut the fuck up, and just basically took my virginity while I was crying and telling him to stop, and that's basically begging for him to just stop. And Tiffany didn't know what else to do either. No one was there to help us, or me. And so after the fact, he basically finishes it. It didn't take that long at all. I mean, but it felt like it was like 5.5 hours. It felt like it was an eternity. Like I don't even know how long it was, but he was done, and I was crying, and Tiffany was consulting me, and she was, apologizing. She told me that she just never put me in that situation again. But he comes over mad because I was crying, and he said that I should be thankful that someone like Donald Trump took my virginity. He basically didn't say took my virginity. He said, I should be glad that someone like Donald Trump popped my cherry, and not some pimply little 14-year-old. And I just was like, what if I said, what if I get pregnant? Not even talking to him. I didn't want to talk to him. I was talking to Tiffany. And he said, well, you'll get an abortion then, bitch, and then just walked away. And I told Tiffany I needed to go home. I never went back again. I guess it's for you to decide, you know. I mean, if I don't have any kids myself, because I'm afraid to have kids, because I mean, who knows what kind of damage they can get into. But if you have a 13-year-old daughter and would you be okay with the person who's running our country doing that to your little girl? And I don't know. I just want people to know. I think that I have a faith in our society that we'll make the right choice. He seemed to be taking great pleasure in like dominance and control, and just the more I screamed, the more I got scared, the more he was enraged and like power.
So basically at this point I'd like to say that all the evidence, the pictures of Trump and Epstein, including this one of course, and others, also video of him with Epstein, and a number of other things, all these women that have made rape allegations, also in court, under testimony, under oath, under testimony. That makes it extremely likely that he did it, but I'm not accusing him of anything, because that would be slander, I think. So without real evidence that proves things beyond any reasonable doubt, people can do very little about this. And if the police is also extorted by these Jesuits and Masons with remote torture technology, then it's possible that Cathy Johnson disappeared, and the fund also disappeared, and the website also disappeared, basically. So what can we advise these people? Perhaps try to get as much online as possible and spread the truth, and don't rely on others to help you. You can trust them because they can all be brain controlled and remotely tortured with this synthetic telepathy technology that I've covered in my previous broadcasts on Something.Vegetarian.
Enraged with power, and it was like he was just charged with it. It was scary. My experience with Donald Trump has made it to where I can't be in a healthy relationship, much less I can't be in a relationship without myself sabotaging it. I don't do well. I've been in a couple of relationships. They're never of interest to me normally, but one in particular that was he was a wonderful man, and I completely, knowing I had like subconsciously, I couldn't even control myself. It was like I had to get him out of my life because, I don't know why. It was like anytime anyone loves me, I don't feel worth it, or, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I can't. Friends, I can have acquaintances guys that are acquaintances, but I just, anytime it's maybe someone expressed anything else besides that, I can't. I take some type of pleasure, I don't take pleasure in it, but subconsciously, whether I mean to or not, sometimes I've meant to. It's like I've purposely hurt their feelings just so they'll never talk to me again. Like, I make sure that it's not ever a possibility. Donald Trump destroyed my feeling of self-worth and my self-esteem when it was still growing, like when it just bloomed. It hadn't even had a chance to experience anything. I have only spoken to one therapist about this just recently, actually. For a long time, I just really tried to forget about it. Just tried very hard. But I've been to counseling for other things, and I went to counseling for the previous relationship that I was sabotaging, and my counselor said, something has happened to you where you need to deal with that. That's actually what kind of was like, He knew that there was something that had happened where I was sabotaging these relationships, but he said that it was my responsibility to deal with it, of course. This situation with Donald Trump has destroyed my self-esteem, and it's made it to where I feel like it's destroyed part of my life. The only healthy relationship I've completely demolished. And I love to choose the dysfunctional ones that I know I can just push away. After what happened with him, I can't trust a man ever again. Thinking about it just makes me sick to my stomach.
So of course they got paid, and she made clear she was a virgin, that Trump took her virginity in this video, and the question is, what is going on? What happened to the Epstein evidence? And are the police officers working on that protected somehow? Or is the evidence removed by others, perhaps FBI or CIA or Mossad or whatever? Let's see. We go to the articles online. Oh, let's first do the other video that we saw also. Video is hanging. They let the computer hang. Does this mean World War III could start now, or my computer is completely hanging? I can wait a minute, but I doubt if it will continue to function. So it's clearly Mossad. Jews are gonna annihilate you all if you're non-Jews, also if you are Jews in the Netherlands. They don't give a fuck. They just want 7 billion people dead and to rule the world from Jerusalem. Because otherwise they would have arrested the people that advocate this in their book quotes and with their $1 million Georgia Guidestones. I don't know if I was able to speak during the period that the computer was hanging. I was just guessing. I thought that the computer was completely hanging, that my stream had stopped. So I don't know if it's Mossad, I really don't.
Women are...
But even if it is Mossad, then according to Citizens Action Network on Facebook, the Jesuits are in control of Mossad and all other intelligence agencies, and they're all Masonic. That means Luciferians.
Are very special. I think it's a very special time because a lot of things are coming out, and I think that's good for our society, and I think it's very, very good for women, and I'm very
President Trump and accusations of sexual misconduct. The complete list 17,629 views published on November 22, 2017, 267.64. Washington Post 771K subscribers.
very happy a lot of these things are coming out, and I'm very happy it's being exposed.
So on the screen we read fact checker for the record, the fact checker's guide to allegations of sexual assault against President Trump. And it's Washington Post. They also did something about Vietnam, I think, according to the movie. So let's watch the video.
Yeah, that's it, with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy.
Are you saying that what you said on that bus 11 years ago, that you did not actually kiss women without consent or grope women without consent?
I have great respect for women. Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
So for the record, you're saying you never did that?
I said things that, frankly, you hear these things are said. And I was embarrassed by it, but I have tremendous respect for women.
Have you ever done those things?
Women have respect for me. And I will tell you, no, I have not. And I will tell you that I'm going to make our country safe.
He just started grabbing me and trying to kiss me, and then I realized that he was putting his hand up my skirt.
And I'm talking to my friend who I'm sitting to and across from on my left side. I'm very clear on this. This is the vivid part for me. So the person on my right, who unbeknownst to me at that time was Donald Trump, put their hand up my skirt. He did touch my vagina through my underwear. Absolutely.
Donald sat me right next to him. He placed me right next to him. And that was the time when he started to go for it and had his hand on my leg, moving forward, and went for it, touching my private parts, pushing me up against the wall.
Well, Trump also flooded the mainstream media with his own rape allegations. For example, he accused China of trade rape. But another idea I had was that these women, that some of them may be genuine victims and others may be controlled opposition, hired sort of actors. And they might focus on those instead of the real ones, in theory. But that's just an outlandish conspiracy theory. And I'm a conspiracy factist, so I indicate that to be fair.
Forcing me to kiss, forcing a kiss on me, and again with his hands all over my body and up again my dress with the hands.
And it was at that time where he turned to me and embraced me and gave me a kiss on the lips. I remember him coming out, and the first thing he did was just smile and give me a warm embrace with another kiss. And I remember immediately thinking, what does he think this is?
Somebody that you've never seen this at all. In 1992, he went like this. One came out recently where I was sitting alone in some club. I really don't sit alone that much. Honestly, folks, I don't think I sit alone. I go into groups of people. I was sitting alone by myself, like this. And then I went, what?
When I saw him at the debate, and Anderson Cooper asked him, have you ever kissed a woman without consent? And he said, no. I just think all those feelings rushed back to me. I felt that it was my responsibility to write something at that point.
Why didn't she write what she said happened before she wrote the story? Why didn't she put it in the story? The story would have been one of the big stories. I was the big star of The Apprentice. Why did she do it 12 years ago? 12 years ago. She's writing the story. Now think of this. Think of this. She's right. She's a liar. She is a liar.
He then grabbed my shoulder and began kissing me again very aggressively and placed his hand on my breast. I pulled back and walked to another part of the room. He then walked up, grabbed my hand, and walked me into the bedroom. I walked out. He then turned me around and said, let's lay down and watch some telly. He put me in an embrace and I tried to push him away. I pushed his chest to put space between us, and I said, "Come on, man, get real." He repeated my words back to me, "Get real," as he began thrusting his genitals.
Every woman lied when they came forward to hurt my campaign. Total fabrication. The events never happened, never.
I don't know if he blinks more with his eyes when he's lying or something, but let's watch another video. Oh, we're going to the articles now. Medium.com, Jeffrey Epstein was -medium. Click here for why Trump killed Epstein. Why? To cover up the evidence. He had connections with Trump, of course. And then they might write something that's total nonsense, of course. They may be trying to help him in reality while they pretend they are his enemy. Did Epstein really kill himself? Probably not. So it is finding the link. Epstein could have won in court by bribing the judge and jury the way O.J. Simpson did. Well, that's not always true, perhaps. And perhaps Mossad is a lot better at that. But this is not about the Epstein-Mossad connection. Bigger, fatter politics is a fact-based news source for all things fat and political. We present news and presidential politics from a fat-centric and food-centric perspective. Biggerfatterpolitics.blogspot.com. Did Trump kill Epstein? Let's read it with the text-to-speech engine.
Saturday, August 10, 2019. Did Trump kill Epstein? Did Epstein really kill himself? Probably not. Epstein could have won in court by bribing the judge and jury the way O.J. Simpson did. He could have gotten another sweetheart deal. He could have filed appeals. Did Epstein kill himself for a noble reason? This is probable. Sure, Epstein is a scumbag, but he may not be totally depraved like Trump and O.J. Simpson. A common mafia tactic is to tell the mark that his family is in danger. Trump and his mob buddies have a history of doing that sort of thing. Did the family of one of his victims have him killed? That's plausible because he's raped a lot of teen girls, but by all accounts none of it was forcible rape and none were toddlers like with Trump. Did another inmate kill Epstein? I doubt it. Jail inmates are awaiting trial. They don't want to risk more charges. Not only that, Epstein was attacked previously and not killed, but the attacker was never named. It could have been a guard and the beating may have been a warning. Law enforcement in NYC is very corrupt. Trump had Epstein killed. This is highly likely. Epstein has dirt on a lot of people, including Trump and his family, as well as fellow pedophile Alan Dershowitz. Trump should be the main suspect. He's the most corrupt and has the most to lose. The most plausible explanation is, Trump had Epstein killed. Trump's name was in Epstein's little black book. Both Trump and Epstein are known pedophile, but unlike Trump, it is doubtful if Epstein raped toddlers and preteen. But is it likely Epstein knew of Trump's, Alan Dershowitz's and Rush Limbaugh's sex tourism to pedophile island? This could be why Trump killed Epstein. That's right, folks. This could be the reason Trump killed Jeffrey Epstein. Dead men tell no tales. Demotivational poster. Photo credit, Davidoff Studios Photography, Getty Images. Related. A detailed timeline of the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. U.S. Sen. Ben Sasse call for full investigation. U.S. Sen. Ben Sasse, a Republican from Nebraska, in turn, took Barr to task over the affair with a stinging letter to the Attorney General demanding that heads must roll.
Someone has to be held accountable, and the evidence gathered from Epstein residence has to be somewhere, of course. I don't believe in left and right, so I don't believe that everyone on the left thinks that Trump and Epstein killed, and everyone on the right believes that Clinton did. But I get the point. They're trying to make that they believe in left and right, basically. So I'm looking for a site that has possible evidence, some more information that exemplifies or explains why they think that. Trump and Epstein killed by a super elite hit squad. And where was he killed? In prison? Do they just walk in there or something? Let's check that then. But he may still be alive, of course. They have to follow orders of the higher ups on the chain of command. The Mossad, for example. So then it's all swept under the rug, basically, as they say. And you can verify that perhaps some way, if that evidence has disappeared, and it would be weird for a millionaire to be buried in a nameless grave and stuff. And that video online of the supposed open casket through the shot with an extremely bad webcam, sort of mobile webcam thing. Perhaps. But we can see how many people write this. Some with a question mark. So I was going to verify that, but they claim he hung himself, but he had these lacerations in his neck or something, supposedly. So who has access to that prison? Who was there when he was possibly murdered? And are they investigating that or not? Perhaps they have to let go of anything that relates to Trump, who may be used by the Jesuits and Masons to create World War III. First we saw that false flag attack on the 2 cancer oil tankers, and the eyewitness saw a flying projectile. Mines don't really fly, do they? And of course that hole in the ship, in the tanker above the waterline. So can anybody disprove that it was a false flag attack? Is the question then. And the second one with the Houthis controlled by the Jesuits via the Muslim Brotherhood or whatever. I did a video about it. But when I make my videos, then I'm often busy with other stuff, so I don't really listen to the articles. Also because my computer was broken, and I have to buy another computer now, basically. Perhaps I should do that first, not to waste any more time. And, well, I'm gonna upload this video now. Loads of articles about this, so Trump had Epstein killed is something people can, even on truckingboards.com, on imgur.com, also rightist websites. I saw 2 rightist chicks on right.com as well. Well, loads. I can click on 3, or this is already 3rd page, 4th page of results, and these all have the exact 4 words Trump had Epstein killed in it. So, and how many results are there then? About 1,640 results. So it's interesting when there are that many results on these 4 words that this YouTube page, the other one, Google search on the same words, Trump had Epstein killed, without quotation marks and a plus in front of it, doesn't show you any results with these 4 words, basically. Though there are, according to the same Google, 1,640 results that have these the exact word combination. Can anybody explain that to me? Yes? I can. Algorithms. So sorry, but prepare for World War III. I really don't see how people can go along with what these people are doing. Haven't they heard of the population reduction agenda? Don't they understand that if they help them, they're helping to exterminate themselves if they're not Jesuits or Masons? It's kind of simple. So that's why I want to finish this with the Kennedy quote. Let's see if it can work.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
Opposed to secret societies, remember that. Alright. So thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and spread this important video on your timeline by hitting the share button. Thank you all for your wonderful likes and comments. I would appreciate more comments. I love reading comments, and then I can do a broadcast about your comment as well, if we're not nuked today. Because I think it's very weird that the live stream is not working, and my previous broadcasts were not upstreamed. And I'm not getting, I'd have to check if I still have the live streaming ability. I can do that right now. But I doubt it if this is not working. Then I should go to the YouTube video manager. I think that's easier. what's that page where, perhaps the dashboard? I can check the status of my channel somewhere. There's a screen that also shows the live streaming capability. Other features. Settings, what's new? Perhaps I need to look here. Your channel, that's probably it. No. Okay, how to see YouTube status. Go to YouTube, sign in, visit YouTube.com in your open the Creator Studio, click on your profile icon at the top right and select Creator Studio. Navigate to your channel settings, review your copyright info under the copyright status header. Is this still actual or is it different now? Perhaps I must switch to the old look of YouTube first. Creator Studio. I don't see any Creator Studio in the list. Let's go to the Video Manager. And I think it's also annoying that it's split up in uploads and live, so that you can't see all your videos, and that I have to switch back to, it always switches back automatically to the new Creator Studio, whatever this is called, when I switch to Classic. But let's just give it a try. Skip. Does it still work? So this was the video that was removed. Am I a self-hating non-Jew? A true self-hating goy? The self-hating goyim? And I think it wasn't about that it was not removed over that, but over, well, possibly over some other part, because I've covered it in this video, what it's about basically. But in reality I don't know, because I've checked the whole video, or at least the snippet that is still viewable, and I can't find anything in that's in violation of the YouTube user policy. But the whole video was 2 hours, so perhaps it was damaged or part went missing, and it is possible that you may not make a self-hating goy video, so self-hating Jew videos are allowed, but self-hating goy videos are considered incitement to commit violence and that type of thing, in violation of the YouTube user policy. Live streaming. So there is a JewTube as well. You can check that. Not YouTube, but JewTube. JewTube. And then I can also check if there's also a GoyTube, because there's so many more guys. But you could argue that's a reason to have no GoyTube, basically. So this is for Jewish people, perhaps. I don't know if Goyim people are also allowed to watch this or know about its existence, but I think that's okay. Goytube.com. Oh, wow. Oh, then, no, this is Tron Horses. That's not GoTube. WTF is this then? I'm not even gonna check. Is this the Trojan now? The Troy? I don't know. So yeah, it must be somewhere the status of my channel. 0 unread notifications. Creator Studio, that was mentioned. Okay, I can reach that now. And then view customized view customized notifications for your channel. Annoying that it's modifying my brainwave, so all these speech errors are made with a synthetic telepathy machine. And they really have hybrid insect microelectric mechanical systems, so everybody is silenced with torture and they're played out against each other. They try to play their enemies out against each other to reduce that global population to 500 million. Jesuits and Masons are covered in my previous broadcasts. Oh, perhaps I need to go back. Video manager, live streaming, channel. I would think it's under channel. Ah. Okay. Live streaming enabled. So why is it not working then? Community guidelines says. So my appeal was revoked. But it may have to do with the... What was it again? Oh, the state's monopoly on violence. So I'm not even going to start talking about that. I'm now gonna end this video. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next time on Try Something.Vegetarian. I gotta check what's wrong with the streaming, live streaming capability. Perhaps I need to restart. No, I just restarted. I didn't change settings. I'll have to think about it. Anyway, thank you all for your likes, subscribes. Tune in next time on Try Something.Vegetarian. And do stuff for universal peace. If you're a single lady in the Netherlands, especially Meidrecht, you're welcome for a free shiatsu hand massage or to drink something, a smoothie. I also have chamomile tea with green tea. I bought 1 kilo green tea on eBay. I think that's really awesome. You can also put it in ice cream and it has a detoxifying effect and other good properties. With honey, that is also disinfecting, or that's disinfecting basically. Green tea may not be, I don't know. So it has antiseptic properties the Egyptians knew about honey. And thanks to Cathy for testifying despite Trump's massive power to silence people and threats also that he has used. That may be worth checking out. Allegedly, of course I have to say allegedly, because I don't know if he would really do such a thing. It seems like a civilized man, and perhaps the allegations, well, they want to claim. I'm not, never mind. The government has the task to investigate this, and I think that evidence shouldn't just disappear if Mossad wants that or whatever. If these people did these crimes, then they may be dangerous for the country and not good for the US citizens. I think Trump didn't do that bad yet, but if he does a world war and there's a recession and he didn't create these jobs, etc., then things may be worse than people think. The only thing I do hope people do is prepare with the radiological water filter and storable food. That has to do with BFT, Blue Force Tracking, and that's explained in my previous broadcast. So when people are home quarantined for a long time, they need that storable food as well as a radiological water filter if there's a nuclear event. And that's Blue Force Tracking BFT on Wikipedia, the CIA Vatican edited encyclopedia. So we can always do a live broadcast, Skype Prologic999 if you have interesting info, or if you want to be in the show. So this is the Try Something.Vegetarian show for now, until I make a better name, perhaps also another channel with that name. But Try Something.Vegetarian, the show, is now going to end. So make sure you try something vegan or vegetarian and do something cool for universal peace. Smoothies are also vegan even. So don't do it. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next time. Try something vegetarian. Universal peace now.